Hello, good evening. I think we're live. Welcome to Emergency Hedge. This is the channel where Jessica teaches me Netrunner.
And Dave teaches me Arkham Horror, but that is not what will be happening tonight. Tonight, we will indeed be playing Netrunner.
It's one of the most Netrunnery of all of our streams, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very Netrunnery, and it's sort of. I feel like this is almost going to be like a bit of a goodbye to this meta, because even though it's going to be a week or so before we can play with the new cards, starting tomorrow, people are going to know the new cards, and in people's heads, things are going to start changing, and people are going to start building decks and all of that sort of stuff.
I think
less than 24 hours from now.
Yeah, I think the official release date is a week on Monday.
Yeah,
the 18th, if I'm right. Are you excited?
Cool. I am very excited. I need to very deliberately carve out a chunk of my life, maybe dump one of my partners or something, so that I have time to play Netrunner.
It's not me, it's not you, it's No Signal Games. Dear John.
Listen, you'd understand if you saw the new cards. The Anarch they brought out is just phenomenal, and you understand that there's just not room for you.
You're brilliant in everything, but you want an Anarch wheelchair bound, rabble rousing, possibly tag influenced person. Yeah. Nice. I please, if you wouldn't mind live streaming that for our audience, I'm sure everyone would get
me dumping my
almost everyone involved in that will enjoy it.
Yeah.
One person really won't, and I think it's probably unethical. I'm not seriously suggesting it, but everyone else I think would. Yeah.
Dave, I want to reassure you, I knew it wasn't a serious suggestion.
Good.
But genuinely, seriously, I'm gonna have to I probably will need to say to some people, hey, I'm gonna want some time off to be really antisocial and go and play this card game that none of you play. Although that's on me. What am I doing as an ethically non-monogamous Netrunner player, not teaching them all to play Netrunner?
I'm pretty sure that polycues were made for teaching Netrunner to everyone in them. That's my basic understanding of what it's all about. So, yeah. Well, I do feel sorry for your partners. I mean, also let's spare a thought for my children who really are too young to understand that they, where they figure in the grand scheme of things.
One day they'll be old enough and they will understand, and they'll know you made the right choice.
Bless them.
That your priority is correct.
Bless them. The sad truth is I won't play half as much as I want to, but they would love to play with me. Do you know Eli sometimes watch Andre's streams and I have to stop and explain what's going on because he's that interested and he wants to be part of things. Really that's cute. Yeah,
adorable. You could raise him like a chess prodigy. Get them started really young,
I'm hoping to. They're both quite interested in our games. Ira likes to look at my Arkham cards and be told whether particular cards feature monsters or don't. Yeah.
My heart. Sounds wonderful.
How's your week been, Jessica?
My week's been lovely. I've had lots of lovely things happening. I was doing some of my charity work that I do as part of my covert narcissism to show off about later today. I was doing some volunteering for a local queer charity, and I did some of that today, and that went really well, and that feels good. And yeah, I've just had a really nice week full of nice people and nice things.
Awesome. Yeah, I've had a busy week. I think I was, just before we went live, I was trying to remember what made me busy. What made me busy was proofreading my other half's piece of work for her master's. If you want a vision of my life, imagine me stomping upstairs at 11:30 after having played some online Arkham to read through a very, very dense master's level piece of writing on a subject I don't really understand.
Oh. That sounds tricky.
Yeah, it's fun. It does give me a warm glow about how awesome my partner is, though. She's like,
yeah,
I
can imagine it would.
She's very good at what she does, and the stuff I'm reading through is like a record of her learning at work. So it's like lots of little stories about things that she did and people she helped and stuff, which is really cool.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like a really nice thing to read.
It's good. So, should we? I don't feel there's anything news-wise we want to cover today.
Ironically, no. Well, I mean, I do know a thing, but I don't know enough about the thing to like talk about it. Like, do you know there's an Arkham TTRPG coming?
I did know that, but I don't know anything more about it. Yeah, I think I must have seen a post on Reddit about it, but I didn't click through.
Well, why don't we save that for some time when both of us know what the fuck we're talking about?
Sounds good.
Rather than live streaming the learning process.
I've remembered a piece of personal news, which is I did finally, as I sort of previewed last week, I did finally complete successfully the Scarlet Keys campaign.
And congratulations!
That experience has moved me firmly into this is an extremely good campaign, and it's been often unfairly maligned.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that because I'm sure I'll play it at some point.
Yeah.
My little Arkham group just finished the first scenario of the Innsmouth Conspiracy. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And after all my whinging that things weren't hard enough, 2 of us died. 1 of us got out alive.
Nice.
It's actually like I'd forgotten, particularly in terms of like horror and unavoidable horror, what a hard campaign, hard scenario that can be. And in both cases, it was like really tight. We could have gotten out, but I died on the final mythos phase.
Yeah.
Just from like pulled a card that was reduced my sanity by 1 and died immediately on the spot.
Yeah.
But like that is also because of decisions I'd made earlier in the game that had been like, I've got 7 sanity to spare. I can. Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
And we did have a lot of unlucky pulls that game as well. Yeah. But I feel it's weakened my argument for making the game harder.
Good, because I don't think it needs to be. Cool. And now I'm just waiting for Hemlock Vale. I'm loath to start something else because I think I'll get a brand new campaign hopefully in a couple of weeks, next few weeks.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Should we talk about what we're going to do tonight?
Yeah, let's just move us over to boom, boom, boom. There we go.
Cool. So, not because I feel like Mercury might get some support.
I think I was saying last week, and we were both saying last week, that was one of our hopes for the upcoming release, and I trust the current custodians of the game well enough to expect and anticipate that that's going to be the case. That they will get the buff that they needed.
Yeah, because right now it's a tier 2, possibly even 3 identity. It's one of those identities where it's kind of like with Anarch. Most of the time, if you're playing Anarch and you build a deck, you're like, well, this would be better if it was a Hosh deck.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like if you build a Mercury deck, you're still like, well, why isn't this a Sable deck? Why isn't this a Zarya deck?
Yeah.
And okay, Mercury does do something special, but actually, let me think about how to start this. The inherent problem with Mercury is that if the corp just plays around the fact that you are Mercury and double ices all of their central servers, you kind of have a blank ID.
Yes.
And that's sort of not the end of the world because that is still like more than 2 turns they've spent doing that. They spent a long time doing nothing but blanking your ID, and maybe you've built up enough stuff in the meantime to like do normal cool criminal things. But you could also have been Sable and getting an extra click every turn. You could also have been Zaya and conduiting R&D and getting a load of money. You could also have been Steve and getting cards back. You could also have been 419 and giving your opponent a really negative player experience. You could. That's unfair. Like 419 is a perfectly cromulent ID that you can learn how to play around. It's just a little bit annoying.
It's not the happiest time for anyone, is it? Let's be real. 419.
No, it's got there's a bad feeling when the very first click of the game, it's like I lose something straight away. Yeah. So this is, I do not claim this is a good deck. That's I make the opposite claim. I think this is kind of a bad deck. I threw it together to have something to play live with my friend Lou on Monday.
Is this the only playing of Mercury that you've done? I've done literally none at all.
I played Mercury other times. The other time I played Mercury is because I was making a joke to a friend of mine who doesn't know how to play Netrunner about the card. If you want to bring it up, so I'll talk about it. The card Chrysopian Skimming.
Okay, yeah. How do you spell Chrysopian?
With an H.
Yeah.
CHRY.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. And I was doing a bit because she doesn't know anything about Netrunner. And so I was explaining at length to her why I thought it was a bad card, because that's in my head, that's a funny thing to do, to like just info dump at someone about something they
I think that's
have no idea about.
Bad part of our sense of humor that we both share. I find nothing more amusing than the idea of making an in-joke that only I get and everyone else is just bemused by.
And in fairness to her, she played along with the in-joke and made the counter argument about all the reasons Chrysopian Skimming is actually a really good card. Except I just clearly don't know the game very well.
Nice.
And so I went off and made some decks that were entirely based around Chrysopian Skimming being the central point of the deck. I had a real good time. It's a bad card, but it's a real fun card. It's a bad card because you should never give your opponent a choice. If you're playing top level Netrunner, you probably shouldn't be giving your opponent a choice because they'll make the best choice for them.
Yeah.
And like, okay, let's pretend for a moment you're playing this at literally the top table, the final at Worlds. This would be such a dead card because Soccer would just be like, yeah, sure, I'll show you one of my STSs from HQ if you want. Like, but there's 4 pieces of ice in front of HQ, 2 of which are triple advanced Pharoses. So what are you going to do about it?
I don't know whether I'm having deja vu or some like slight brain fart or whatever. I am now have quite a distinct memory of watching Soccer live on stream playing against this card and making a point.
Really?
Yeah, no, making a point of being quite slow to refuse to reveal an agenda because he didn't have any in hand and he wanted to maintain the uncertainty.
What I will say,
I wonder if that's the thing that actually happened, or if I just made it up. Who knows?
It sounds like Soccer.
If you're watching this,
sounds like the Soccer.
If you're watching this,
love.
Why not tell us in the chat? So, bless him. He gave me a really good explanation to a play that he made in one of his videos.
He's a lovely guy.
Recently, like the other week, and I'm rewarding that by making up false memories about him. So that's nice. So this deck that we're playing with this week doesn't have Chrysopian Skimming.
It doesn't. But good. I was mentioning it because I did once play a deck with 3 of them in as the like core card, and it wins games sometimes. Sometimes it's the card that wins you a game, but like it's a fun card rather than a good card. Speaking of which, I put this deck together because I love the idea of Capybara.
Yes.
It's not a very good card, but I love the idea of it.
Go on.
I was going to say we should talk a bit about what this deck wants to do and what it's trying to do, and which bits of this deck work towards that and which don't.
Sure.
So
I was going to say, I wonder if Capybara is there because they know that Hippo will rotate out before too long, and it's a slightly less pushed. Similar effect.
I think that's reasonable. I also think if you... Okay, so let's go to Magical Christmas Land with this deck.
Yeah.
In your hand are the following cards.
Mm-hmm.
Inside Job.
Check.
En Passant.
Check.
And either in your hand or installed on the table, a copy of Capybara.
Right.
Let's say it's installed on the table already, because you will want it installed on the table. So you... Inside Job, the big expensive piece of ice.
Mm-hmm.
You Capybara it away.
Mm-hmm.
Capybara it to unres.
Yeah.
And then you en passant it into the bin.
Yeah.
Like that's your ideal turn.
Yes.
And there are actually like several other versions of this. You Capybara the ice into an unres state, and then you Hermes it off the table. It's also a perfectly reasonable thing to do. You run HQ and you do break that piece of ice with your Amakua. And then you emergency shutdown and you en passant it away.
Yeah.
Like, the more I'm talking, the more I'm really realizing en passant is kind of a big core part of this strategy. It's just a very fun card.
Yes.
It allows you to do kind of cool, unexpected skateboardy stuff. Now, this deck, Forge Activation Orders is another fun version of that. I see it mostly as an econ denial card, because if you know that they need to have certain money to res on a certain server, you can force that res and then run somewhere else and then en passant stuff or whatever, or you can just use it to trash ice. This is kind of a like trash ice deck. So what are the problems with this deck? The problems with this deck are as follows. It has 47 cards in it.
Yep.
That's the first problem. Not enough of those cards say draw on them. That's the second. And the third problem is not enough of these cards say gain credits. Now, that last one isn't as big a problem as you think, because what are we really using credits for? Not very much. Our Amakura is in there for kind of like late game / emergency shenanigans. We probably don't want to install it early if we can avoid it, because we don't want them icing everything up as much as possible. It's like it's decent in the sort of spammy matches, as is Miss Bones. It's, to be honest, in the matches where they double or triple ice all the centrals, it's still kind of dead. And I hate to say it, but our strategy in those matches at some point becomes, and then we lost the game because like they double or triple ice everything, and we didn't win fast enough. So we want more draw.
Yep.
And we want more econ. Currently, this deck procs the twinning of 2 copies of prepaid voice pads.
Yep.
So it has 28 events in, most of which prepaid voice pad can pay for.
Surely it can pay for all of them. Or are some of them 0, you mean?
Some of them are 0.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
There is an argument that our prepaid voice pad should probably be, at least one of them should probably be I want to say Trickster Attacker, whichever the events one is. It's just a better econ card. So if you don't use it, you don't lose the credit, and it's only 1 credit to install.
Trickster's
that's
program
not the one I
steering
meant.
ones. Is it Fencer?
It's not Fencer. Fencer's for if you get into the server and want to spend the credits.
Right, Fencer knows.
And it's not Paladin Playmo.
Yeah.
It's the one of the 4 that we've not thought of.
Okay. Let's have a look in the set.
The one other companion. Mystic maybe. Even better, 2 influence.
Okay. So if my goodness, there's 3 influence spare.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we want to take one of these prepaids out anyway. We might even take both of them out. Because I think there's something. I don't know. I'm curious about whether we want 2 copies of the twinning. Whether it's just that good that we want 2 copies of them.
I'm generally in the yes, it is that good camp, I think.
Cool. Because the other, especially if we're short on draw,
yes,
then we need to start cutting stuff to find draw.
Yeah.
Diversion of funds is very swingy. When it hits and it hits hard, it wins the game. When your opponent has played around it properly, it's a dead ass draw. Like it's just nothing.
Yeah.
We've talked before about how Diversion of Funds is actually quite a bad econ card. In almost every situation.
Yeah. Do we want security testing as econ option?
Security testing would force them to put some ice on archives, which we kind of like in this deck because we want to waste their ice as much as possible. We want their ice in places that are not great for them. And it will also be great in any assets bad matchup. Sure.
2 copies thereof?
Yeah. How much? Okay, so let's have a look at how many resources we've got now. We've got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But not quite enough that costs enough to make career fair worth our while. And we are also going to need to cut some stuff.
Yeah.
Leave No Trace, I think, is an interesting card that I put in there that isn't necessarily necessary. I think it's nice because it's another
like it fits well with the other stuff that it's trying to do. I'm also interested to see it played because I literally have never.
There's also Tread Lightly would fill a very similar slot for 1 credit less. Being like, don't res any ice this run.
Yes. Yeah, okay, now I'm reading the text on it. It's not a gotcha after you've read the Corp knows that this is happening. Is the thing that I'm now learning, which is exactly the same as Tread Lightly.
But you're right. Like it never sees play, and that in itself is kind of fun. You know.
Yeah.
Tread Lightly is probably the better card.
1 cost. I would like to leave them in. I think I know what Tread Lightly does. I think I'm totally prepared to believe that it's the better card. I quite like the fact that after tread lightly, if they've had the really annoying, difficult time of it, they at least have res dice, and with this, they have the option of having real pain and not having res dice at the end of it. If you follow me.
Yeah. This really disincentivizes the resing of ice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then we on that ice, and it's really funny. It's but what we're not doing right now is adding draw, and we need to add draw. So what draw looks like, I think, is probably 2 Earthrise hotels.
I'm prepared to go with that. Yeah, I was trying to think of other options just because it's good to have different things, but
maybe a Bahia Bands, but I don't think we're making enough like definitely successful runs to like really justify Bahia Bands.
Yes, and if you are struggling because you're not able to make runs, the very last thing you want is to have your card draw being bound up in successful runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many Earthrise?
2. And then we need to cut like 4 cards minimum.
Yes.
And we haven't really solved econ as an issue.
What other options do we have for econ?
Embezzle's a fun card, but it's another one that relies on getting a successful run. And things I'm about to suggest, cutting diversion of funds. And whilst I'm like, diversion of funds is a bad econ card, it's still an econ card at the end of the day. It's not nothing.
It's an econ card, and it's a aggressive. It's not a sort of on tempo card for you necessarily, but it's definitely an off tempo card for the core.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm convinced by security testing.
Okay.
In retrospect.
Okay.
I just think there's probably better econ stuff out there that we're not seeing yet.
We've a lot of program slots left.
We do.
Are there econ programs in Crim that I can't think of at the moment?
Bankroll. But again, it's tying up your econ in successful ones. But like that said, it's like really good. It's
let's get it. So I think it's you put it down, don't you, and it builds up, and then you get it when you need it.
Yeah.
I would say play it, but 3 of would be my suggestion.
Sure.
Because I think it's the kind of card you want to get and have and get down. It's not the kind of card you want to have crop up when you're looking for econ in the mid game, because it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. Okay, so what's that put us on? That's put us on 52 cards.
I love adding cards to decks. It's my favorite part of deck building.
Often when I'm building a deck, I will just be like, yeah, 52 cards. Like, I kind of don't care. Like, I don't know which of these I really want yet anyway. I'm just going to build a bad deck.
Yeah.
And accept that has happened. Let's see. Dirty Laundry, Diversion of Funds, Emergency Shutdown. 1%. Inside Job. Inside Job's definitely staying.
Do we need 2 mutual favour?
Let's take that down to 1. Let's also take Leave No Trace down to 1.
Yep.
As like an extra trick. And then if we just like said we will not be diversioning any funds this game, funds can remain undiversioned, we would have done it.
47.
47.
Are there 2 other cards we want to take out of this?
This started at 47. I think
aware of that.
47 is a perfectly cromulent number to have.
Okay.
We have 2 very similar ways of proccing the twinning. And we do still have 1 influence. What's Paladin Playmoon cost in terms of influence?
Yeah, 3.
So if we dropped Mystic Mamie and put in Paladin Playmoon instead, we could do that. And then we've got 1 thing that focuses on events and 1 thing that focuses on installs. And that's often a nice spot to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than 2 things that focus on events, because that way we've got more. Admittedly, we've got way more events than we've got installables. Is that true? Not way
23 more. And then 7, 18. No, we've got more installables, but lots of those are duplicates, so we're unlikely to play all of them. Whereas we might want to play every single event. Maybe.
Yeah, like we're not going to want to play 3 Hermes. We will play exactly 1 Hermes.
Yeah.
Unless something weird happens. I still think I'm right. I still think we want a Paladin instead of a Mystic.
Cool. 1 Paladin. Yeah, we've also got Bones, which I think is twinning trigger.
Bones is a twinning trigger. You're absolutely right. So that seems correct. 3 ways to trigger it and 2 copies of it.
Yeah, I think so. It's very unlikely we get the annoying situation of having a twinning and nothing to trigger it.
Yeah. So this deck's going to get locked out sometimes. Yep. There are going to be some situations where it's literally like we cannot win the game now, ever, no matter what happens. And we will, when that happens, we will accept our defeat gracefully. And if our opponents half a turn away from winning, we'll let them do it. But otherwise, I think we should. If it's like we're never getting into a server again, we're absolutely certain of it, we'll concede.
Yeah,
in that situation.
That sounds good.
Okay.
2 J-nets, and don't spare the horses. Let's see. Right. God, it's been a while since I've done this, Mom. Do I need to save it before I get the before it will give me the JNet stuff? I think so.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm going to say now what I know will happen, having done this many, many times before. We'll play this and we'll go, yeah, the bits that don't work are all of the bits that make the deck interesting.
Yes.
That's fine.
I think more so than normal, that is fine. I mean, it's fine, whatever. And that's, we've spoken before about the slightly weird contradiction in the fact that you get into games like this because of the wonderful universe of possibilities from the different card combinations, and it slowly turns you into like a min-maxing bitter person whose entire joy in life is to dunk on cards you don't like and have a canon of ones that are good. But today we're talking about an ID that is going to get some interesting buffs over the next week, and talking about why that it's not firing on all cylinders. And I think it's good and proper for that purpose that we play a deck that will sometimes whiff, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like like I was saying before, I played that Crispy and Skimming deck, and like I wouldn't take it to a tournament. I wouldn't take it to anything competitive. But blimey, it was really fun when the thing happened that was meant to happen. And I knew that the third card down was the winning agenda. And that meant I could go hell for leather and go find that winning agenda. at the right time and win. Like, it was great.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
It's a really good feeling.
When things.
Hey, got a friend already.
Hello, Havragrin. Welcome to the stream. It's Pravdust.
Okay, that's all right for us. I reckon. What do you reckon to this opening hand, Dave?
I think the only thing I'm interested in it is Hermes, and there's no.
Yeah.
I think Mulligan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Decisively worse, in my opinion. I mean, it's still got the bankroll in, which is like, kind of decent.
Yeah.
Oh, should we make it so it's not making that like extremely annoying noise every time?
Yeah, let me mute the tab. Cool. So I think, let me get our faces in a more appropriate place. What do you think our play is here, Jessica?
Draw Freecon, potentially forge activation orders, one of these two things, and then potentially run somewhere. So we'd love to see a sure gamble right before we do anything else. That would be ideal, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So the aggressive play then is to forge activation orders, probably R&D, and they probably trash.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh, what did they res?
Visalia.
Okay. We don't. That's just they want to tag us, which is less than ideal.
Bankroll run HQ.
Yeah, go on then. Live the dream.
It's a nice wall.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So we've committed a cardinal sin here.
What's that?
Which is now we've let them res all their ice when we're part of what we are as a Hermes deck.
Yes.
Okay, they're fixing their hand. So we will want to run archives this turn. We probably want to draw a couple of times. That's useless right now.
Yeah, it is. We draw again, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what we're after.
Dirty Laundry Archives, right?
Yeah, force them to shuffle away those agendas. It's a 4 credit play for us because we're going to get the bankroll credit.
Yeah.
Which admittedly we can't. They are presumably going to shuffle away agendas, you'd have thought.
I think they should. Do you think they should?
Yeah, unless it's just like Bologna's and they know that we can't steal them, but like we will just run back.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
2 copies of Bologna.
No. Okay.
So there's a funny thing you could like. We're not going to try for this. There's a funny thing you can do where you reprise you steal an agenda and then you reprise the spin doctor back into HQ, and then you can go and run archives. But we don't have a reprise and we've not stolen an agenda, so like none of that is very relevant right now. I suggest running archives again and forcing them to do it this turn rather than giving them a token next turn.
I feel that's the thing to do, yeah. Okay, they're racing archives and they're clicking for 3 credits.
Okay. So we're still in draw mode, unfortunately. Yep. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, they've got a bunch of cheap ice.
Inside job.
Now, do we think they've still got agendas in HQ? I think that kind of early aggressive drawing they were doing, suggests they probably do.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I think we don't want to do it this turn. I think we could forge their... We want to get Hermes down.
Yeah, that makes
sense. I think getting Hermes down, clicking for a credit, and throwing something away is reasonable. And the something might well be Leave No Trace, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so as well. Okay. Hermes, credit, and turn. Bye-bye. Another spin doctor.
Which suggests that they really are flooded, so maybe we should have gone HQ last time.
Or not.
Okay.
So I propose I just love to have a bit more money, but I'd love to inside job server 3, steal what is presumably an agenda, bounce the Hermes ice, and do a sneak door.
And possibly en passant the remote if they don't res.
Yeah. We probably can't do all of those things though. Well, no, we definitely can't.
Well, let's see how much we can do. Let's start by inside jobbing that remote.
Sure. It's ping.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it's not hugely surprising.
She did Jahim.
Yeah, interesting. Pay 1 to trash.
For sure. I think it's remove tag. Click, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, remove tag and take 2 credits.
Okay.
Draw.
Yeah. Reprise. That would be nice.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I wish we hadn't used the inside job on the remote.
Me too.
I was about it. Yeah, like ping was the one really bad option. I think we might end up just clicking for credits this turn, Dave.
Yeah, not drawing again.
I don't know if I want to throw any of these away.
Fine.
And we don't have like a good econ option to draw into, because like Dirty Laundry doesn't do anything right now.
Yes.
Now, if they crypto crash us, that's quite annoying. But
yeah.
That's... Okay.
I think maybe. Ooh, okay. I think we should be running R&D and taking tags and clearing them.
Yeah.
We could draw first.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, it's something that we don't need to worry about throwing away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run R&D. Yeah.
Didn't use Visalia.
Isn't that interesting? What is it in their remote that they...
Why did... That's really weird. Why didn't they advance again?
I don't know.
Okay. Master Chess Foe. And Headfund.
Okay. Remove tag taker credit. Yeah. So... I think we probably want to do some version of this every other turn. Although they'll almost certainly put Master Chest Vote in front of R&D very soon. There's only one unres card, so we'll let them... We'll bounce the unres card, which is Archives, and then they'll reinstall it, which is fine.
So we're just moving our heads to somewhere that's a bit more appropriate. So what did they score? They scored a false lead. Okay. Which tends to be in Oppo decks, right?
Yeah, Oppo kill decks.
Yeah.
And we have no on-tempo way to remove tags. Draw.
Prepaid.
It's all right.
Draw again.
It's not. Yeah, like we'll install it this turn if we can. And we do have a click for 4 button.
We do.
Okay, so what do I want to do? This is an unideal matchup for this deck.
Yeah.
I think we could accept that Sneak Door Beta is not going to be very good this game, or we could like really try, because they seem to be playing around Hermes quite effectively.
Shout out to Dunch, who is in the chat.
Hey Dunch. Get a Thrice down, take a credit, drop something. And then next turn, hopefully, we start drawing some cards that we actually need.
Yep.
I think it might be Forged Activation Orders, you know.
Okay. You don't want to save that and try and use... I don't know the deck as well as you do. I'm happy to go with what you think.
Forged is best when they're like low. All of their stuff's cheap to res. They'll just res it if we click that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The move that we're like eager for is get into HQ somehow, emergency shutdown en passant on their lovely little ice wall. But like they're getting good on econ.
Okay. Oh, I love the Thrice Hotel. It's nice. Okay, so we've got a paladin. We've got a dirty laundry.
Yeah. A dirty laundry we can't use.
Yeah.
So we're going to want to get that paladin down this time. Definitely.
Yep. And I guess probably the prepaid as soon as paladin will pay for it.
Yeah, or we could even get it down this time with bankroll.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Because I think it might be put down to paladin, take bankroll credits, put down prepaid, click for 2 credits, which is like does not feel good. But at least soon we will have money and hopefully cards.
Yeah.
Like we've now, in theory, got 2 free cards a turn.
Oh boy.
How
about the R&D one?
Yeah, I think it is the R&D one. The problem is they can now. So if we're gonna run R&D, we need to run it first click, and I think we should run R&D. Yeah. I think we should run it first click, and then we should immediately
cool.
remove the tag.
Okay, yeah. So they can't double hit us with the false lead because it's 2 or more remaining.
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah.
And if they like hit us with Behold or something, we'll just lose the game and play a different game.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm pretty much fine.
Sounds increasingly more attractive as an option. Yeah, Dan says they don't really see a good out for us. I completely agree. Okay, there's Vasilisa, is that it? Trash.
Trash get oppoed next turn, I feel like, but like, sure, trash. Remove tag. Give them a chance to act if they want to.
I think that's long enough, isn't it? And
yep,
put down a casts.
Yeah, put down a cast. And take a credit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a great out for us either. I think it's important to see the exercise through and then chat about what the deck, how the deck could be better rather than now. But it's Oppo.
Cool.
For two tags.
And then they'll take our entire turn next turn, and and then they'll like trash a bunch of stuff, and or possibly just kill us. Like I don't know what their plan is.
Yeah. It will be hard for them to kill us because we've got an Earthrise trigger.
Yeah. But they can just like get rid of a load of econ.
Okay, we and turn. So
problem is we want all of these. I think Sneak Door Beta has to go.
Yeah.
I think it's very expensive.
Prize as well.
Yeah. All right.
Fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. GG. Well done. That's a cool deck. I like their deck. I think we should tell them that. I think they have a cool deck. I think they played it well.
So let's hop out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And have a look at the deck again. So, I mean, here's the thing. We wanted to be breaking subroutines and getting into servers. And Mercury...
We had no way of doing so.
We had no way of doing so, and also that's not what Mercury wants to do. Mercury wants to get into servers without breaking subroutines.
To be honest, this archetype, like, sucks versus MBN. But loads of stuff sucks versus MBN at the moment. Like, this time next week, it might all look very different. Like, I mean, take a look at Leave No Trace. We were talking about, like, it being a cool card. The one card you don't want to play Leave No Trace against is Ping. Like, it's a nightmare thing to play against Ping, because they'll go, yeah, I love that. Thank you. I will indeed res this card twice.
Yeah.
And like we were clicking for credits a lot. We were clicking to draw a lot.
Yes.
But like, to be honest, a lot comes down to, did you get some kind of burst econ or even like drip econ in your opening hand? And we mulliganed and we didn't either time. Like, we got a bankroll both times.
Yes.
And doing a quick count, we've got okay, yeah, fair enough. The econ's dog shit in this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could call it 14 cards, and some of those are a bit iffy. The econ in this deck. And like, you want it to, that's just under a third. I mean, if I am teaching you Netrunner, and supposedly I am.
Yep.
Why don't we bring up like a tried and true proven deck and look at what the ratios are like in that deck, and we can talk about why like the econ's broken in this deck. So we could do it with that. Like, we could do it with the good Mercury deck that we were talking about. That's won a tournament.
Let's
we could see what the econ proportions are on that.
Let's see, and let's see.
See, if I was really a good Netrunner player rather than someone who just like had a massive fluke at Worlds, I'd be able to tell you straight away, well, the ratio should be this to this. But I don't know that. I think it should be.
Was it this one? Is his deck the Theory of Mercury?
Yeah, is his deck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Bravado. Bravado's a great card. Like, why isn't Bravado in our deck?
That's a really good question.
So things that could be counted, and I can tell you right now why Bravado isn't our deck. It's because we want to play 3 copies of Bar and 3 copies of Forged Activation Orders, and like Estebrado and a load of other like bad but interesting cards. Like, that's the whole reason. But let's look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, arguably.
Yeah.
14 before we've even gotten out of events.
Yeah.
So they're playing more econ. 17 with daily casts, up to 19, 21 with Miss Bones,
and
22
Fermenter as well.
Yeah. So they are playing 50% more econ than we are, more than 50% more econ than we are in this good deck. But they pay for that by not having Capybara in the deck, which therefore makes it a bad deck.
Yeah, it's obviously substandard as a consequence.
It's obviously substandard.
So is there some compromise between the two that we can conceive of?
I mean, the bravados are obviously just correct, like extremely so. We're choosing not to play Diversion of Funds, and I think there's an argument made that it's not an econ card.
Yeah.
Because, like, this deck's playing breakers as well. So, like, the times when you are breaking the ice, it's, like, often you're coming off neutral out of that transaction when you consider the fact that you spent a card, spent a credit, and spent money to break ice.
I would certainly be tempted to lift the Icebreaker suite from this deck. What would you think about that?
We then have to cut at least 4 cards. So we could import the Icebreaker suite, do them as one-obs, and keep our 1 mutual favor that we've got. I think that's reasonable. Lose Revolver, keep Carmen.
Okay.
Like we've already started doing it, Dave. We've started making a good deck, and that's not what we're here for. I tell you what, there's a bit of me that says, if we're not making a good deck, why do I care so much about the twinning? Why don't we just get rid of the twinning and put liberated account in there? And then that fixes most of our econ issues, like, immediately. And make our multi-access stuff like legwork. And just have, like, huge HQ runs where we, like, clear out all of HQ and win in a single turn. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that with Mercury, there's an argument to be said that a few accesses where your ability gives you a clean sweep of HQ might be a better approach than hoping for a sort of incremental to double accesses versus single accesses.
Yeah.
Would you like to just to do the thing that you just said?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I think Bravado is just, like, I'd go up to 50 cards to have Bravado. It's just it's so playable in almost every situation. You know?
I mean, is it the only run economy event that fires if it's not successful?
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you say about it than that, really?
And it's, like, even better when it does carve through, like, multiple bits of ice. And it actually leans into what we're trying to do anyway, because you can turn 1, say we've got forged activation orders in hand as well. We can Bravado 1 and forge the other, and often get a piece of ice trashed that way. And you do that either way around. Like, I was going to say we got unlucky. We didn't get unlucky. We ran into a deck that ran mostly low-cost ice.
Yeah.
And when that happens, this entire idea falls apart, because this idea relies on, like, ice being valuable and us getting rid of it being important.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a part of me that's just like, fuck it, let's go in with 50 cards, see what happens. Like, we're not going to, like, tune this to be a perfect deck.
Yeah. I think I want a different breaker suite, though, Jessica.
Okay.
I feel that with just Amakura, it's easy to get locked out, and this deck is going to struggle getting locked out anyway.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, definitely.
What if our breaker suite was 3 copies of Boomerang?
I'd be in favour of it.
Cool. Let's do that. They're going to come around real slow. 50 card deck. But like, we can also, if that's what we're doing, we can cut 2 Amakuras. Like, we can go for the dream, right? No breakers, no icebreakers whatsoever. Cut your mutual favor. We don't need it anymore.
Okay.
Living the dream, Dave.
I'm going to insist on going up to 3 Estebrados.
Yes.
And it would be nice to get 6 cards out of here somehow, without cutting the stuff that we want to play.
Well, that's always the thing, isn't it? And so many of these are like combo pieces, effectively.
Yes.
So it's like, well, we can't cut them because you need all 3 of them. There's a part of me that just says, believe in the heart of the cards, run 51, and either it happens or it doesn't. Like, don't start shaving off 2% here, 2% there. Like,
I've been there though. I've really been there.
Yeah, we've just been there.
That's true.
And I'm willing to go back. Like, if you're gonna get discouraged from a shit deck being shit, you're never gonna play shit decks. And then how will you learn how to be bad at netrunner like me?
Let's try this. Let's try it like this. See what happens. And actually, I want to have that open to remind us what we did.
If this goes as badly as it should, I promise we'll cut some cards.
Cool.
Okay, that's my promise to you.
Thank you. The emergency hedge guarantee.
When raw numbers of how much what we're doing shouldn't fucking work. Like, bite us in the ass. What was it?
3 boomerang.
We got rid of
3
boomerang.
3 bravado. -2 Amicura. Right?
Yeah, and we got rid of mutual favor because I'm not seeing mutual favor come out in the middle of a game where we cannot play it.
Okay, so what we did? Oh, and I put Estrabado up to 3. That's how we got to 50.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I need to go and get a glass of water before we play this game.
Sure.
My brain is going to dehydrate. Hang on a second.
Okay. I will take the opportunity to talk about why Mercury is. I feel so. Mercury's an important card to me. Well, Dunchy, absolutely right. Raindrops fires 2 on unsuccessful. Raindrops and Dunchy definitely can hop into this game. Like, I don't mind you having seen the list at all. Obviously, like, I would request that you don't keep the stream open because I think that might be a bit unfun for everyone. What I was going to say was the Arasana and Mercury came out at the same time. Arasana is like very, very important to me because Arasana is the first. I like literally like punched the air and it's like, finally we have a trans woman runner. But when I was reading the stories, like the lore around these characters, there was a little bit in Mercury's story about how Mercury they've been programmed with the 3 laws of robotics, Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, which include never harming a human. And they had this opportunity to harm a Jinteki security guard of some kind, some kind of like Jinteki mercenary who was at that moment defenseless. And they could have done so because they've broken their like tethering to the 3 laws of robotics, but they chose not to do so anyway. And I found that like a really fascinating and powerful message about the trans experience in a way that I'm not entirely sure how to communicate to cis people. It's about like breaking the things that you've been taught and then coming back and being like, actually, no, I do still want those bits. These bits are important to me because I've chosen them. That's why I like Mercury and why I really hope they become like as good as they deserve to be.
It was a really awesome piece of fiction. Dunch has hopped in as our opponent, which is nice, and jumped out of the stream. I've been tempted to keep this, unless you feel strongly otherwise.
I suspect an HP deck is just going to be too fast for us, but we'll see what happens. we do have the card that slows them down, which is a Mercury.
Do you mean Hermes?
Hermes, yeah, sorry. That's exactly what I mean. I can see the turn in my head. What do you think the turn looks like, Dave?
Ooh. Boomerang, run HQ, something, daily casts.
Can I tell you what my version of the turn looks like? Bankroll, Hermes, run R&D, daily cast.
Okay, yep.
We don't have enough credits for that, but like the first three things definitely, because we could just bounce HQ if we grab something, which we might.
Okay, bankroll, Hermes.
Run R&D, C2 cards.
Loop, good to know.
Oh, hello.
Nika campaign. Noted. I think we don't trash that, right?
I think we don't at the moment. And then we probably should have planned our turn better, because I think that the last click is draw.
Is draw?
Yeah. I mean, we can click for credit anytime, right? Yeah, we definitely. Okay, fine. Yep, Matt's object lesson in why you always plan your turn.
That would have given us the turn we really desired, wouldn't it, if we'd have done that draw first? Okay, so we've got triple ice.
So one of these is a bloop.
And if I would suggest boomerang. Oh no, we can't do it because we've only got to draw one number of credits. How very annoying.
I think we're in no rush. I think we draw.
Okay.
Draw, take a credit, install data cast.
Okay. It's wild to see PD with like double advanced R&D and double iced R&D and ice on the two other servers. Okay.
I think we might have to do the horrible thing of dirty laundrying archives. I also do think we're going to draw this turn, so maybe do that first.
Draw. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay. So we still want to do dirty laundry archives first?
Yep. Boomerang HQ on HQ.
I think we inside job HQ. I think they've got an agenda in there.
Okay.
I don't think they've put it in the remote.
Yes, of course. I think inside job activates our ability, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've gone through how many cards?
It's a wave. Okay.
Which is a good card because it allows them to draw.
Yes.
A
harmonic deck is not a great one for our res d-res shenanigans.
Oh, hello.
That's interesting.
We're not going to trash it.
Okay. And echo.
Okay. I think we got unlucky, to be honest, but
tragically we can't install the Earthrise.
Yeah. Like logically, maybe it's in the remote, or maybe it's a liminal, or maybe we should have done that to remote. But you call the shots as you see them, right?
Yeah. Credit for the last action.
Credit or draw. Oh, that's fine.
Let's draw. We're gonna get 2 credits next turn. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Cool. That helps us plan our next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, like I'm almost certainly got unlucky then, because like the agendas must be somewhere they've drawn 9 cards. No, 13 cards, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wave is great ice for them to have res on HQ. We can just run through it. Get some credit every time, and we get to see 2 cards.
Yeah.
Banging. Love it. Okay. I love that. Slightly less, but whatever.
Cool. Like they're playing exactly as you should against Mercury, and this is kind of like a perfect example of why Mercury's maybe not as strong as we'd all like it to be.
So gamble first?
Yeah, gamble first.
Can we do Bones, Boomerang, Trash the Nico? We probably, if we were going to do that, we'd want the twinning down, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Trashing the Nico would be nice. I agree.
Yeah. Is there any... What's on R&D then? Have we got a Managarm on R&D, do you think?
Yeah, that's what I guess that is. Yeah, I think your line's perfectly reasonable. Okay. Bones, Boomerang, Trash the Nico.
Cool.
You're right. It would be nice to have the twinning down, but we do not have the twinning down.
Yeah. With that, I wonder if that's the bloop there.
They'd have rezzed it if it was the bloop.
I wonder what it was that they didn't res. No, maybe it's the bloop, because what's the bloop? It's 1 core and then 2 trash program, right? So their only target was the bankroll.
Yeah, which we could have fired
after the rest. Yeah, I think that might be the bloop.
Did they didn't throw anything away, did they?
No, only 2 cards in archives.
Okay. Okay, so start turn. I think we want to draw a couple of times. I think we want to run that Spin Doctor, and I think we want to install Earthrise.
Can we install Earthrise and Twinning? I suppose if we're not going to use Twinning this turn, there's no
point.
We're
not actually going to use Twinning this turn.
Draw.
Because they're going to...
Draw.
Running the Spin Doctor, I really want us to, because otherwise they're going to fix their hand.
Yeah.
And I like them not having a fixed hand. And then the question is, which is better? I think it's the class act.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to see 4, don't we? And then we can...
Yeah. And hopefully one of them's a sure gamble, and that means that we're in a lovely position.
Never mind. So it looks like we're getting a 4-2 here. Biotic Labour.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Oh, it's a Stegodon. Interesting. Very interesting.
HQ. We want to take that outer ice off HQ.
Yes.
I'm almost certain of it.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Okay, so...
They're on 1 credit, right?
They're on 1 credit.
So Forged seems pretty nice right now.
Yeah. What do you fancy? One of these 2 R&D ices, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know which one.
I would suggest the outer, just in case that is the bloop.
Yeah. I think either could be the bloop, and I think that remote ice could be the bloop.
Yeah.
I think getting something. Yeah. I think let's do it.
Run HQ. We've seen one agenda there on 29.
We can also run R&D and kill that. Because if it's a mana gun, they can't res it.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. Let's do it.
And make them click for credits next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, no, I forgot they can do that thing, can't they? I'm at full.
No action.
Continue to movement.
Yeah.
They've not used their Stegodon, right?
Yes, I think the calculations, they wouldn't have enough to re-res the wave. So we would get...
Yeah.
Do
you know what we should have done?
What's that?
Should have installed the 20.
Okay.
But we didn't, because we were about to use Miss Bones, right?
Yeah. Upgrade?
Or is Miss Bones?
It's installed only. Oh, yeah, so we could use the Anagon. Yeah, the mana gun. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a Vovo. I think we trash him anyway.
Yeah. 100%. Okay.
Magnet. Stegodon, which we steal.
Yes.
And the other R&D ice, right?
Yeah, just to cost them clicks. Like,
unless you want to do the archives one, but I think it's more valuable getting R&D because we've got our
yeah. And in fact, what we're going to do right now is we're going to reprise HQ. Yes. We're going to get rid of the wave off HQ and we're going to run HQ. We might not hit anything, but like we still force them to get rid of an ice. We're probably not going to get anything off this. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like we got a bankroll credit.
Yeah.
And that's not nothing. And
tragically, I think we would love to just get to get either of those down, and we're not going to. I think maybe pop the bankroll next turn.
Next time, yeah, I think we probably do. Although, like, it all looks so juicy right now, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like, I'm really tempted by Estebrado HQ on Passant the Ice if they don't res it, which they probably will because I think it's a wave.
I don't think they can afford to. It was the 3 to res, if I remember rightly.
Okay. And then we get a credit back from this.
Go on. Tell me.
We've seen the top card. No, we've not seen the top card of R&D. But I still think there's agendas in HQ. They've drawn so many cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. How about we Estebrado R&D? If they res that ice, we then run HQ and on pass on the HQ ice. If they don't res the R&D ice, we on pass on it, because I think it might be I assume they've placed the ice the same way. I'd rather have the wave stay on the table than whatever the hell is in front of R&D.
The wave won't stay on the table because we'll Hermes it, because I'm absolutely convinced there's agendas in HQ.
So I would rather the wave was not the ice that we trashed. On pass on, we'll trash it, right?
True.
I'd rather trash the non-wave ice if there's an option to.
I just don't want to give them money. Like, they're on 2 credits at the moment. That's such a nice place for them to be.
What's going to give the money?
Wave. But like, you're right. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it the way you just said.
I'm going to not access the additional and save that for HQ.
Yeah, I think they probably can't.
Gives
cool.
aluminum. That's good.
Yeah, cool. We'll just bounce the ice off HQ then.
And en passant the R&D ice.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll run and get 2 extra accesses off HQ.
Yeah.
An extra access off HQ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2 cards, 1 extra. Okay. You've seen one of those already, and the other one we knew was there. And then we click for a credit.
Or we draw. We do technically have a click for like 8 button or something.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Oh.
Well, we don't want the Hermes,
cool,
right?
Cool. We don't want the Hermes.
Okay.
They need lots of money to do the thing that they want to do.
Yes.
I'm not sure why we're not hitting any agendas off HQ, because logically they drew quite a lot of agendas.
If they're not putting... Actually, I think if they're not... Oh, no, we've got a boomerang on server 1, don't we?
Yeah.
So
they're indicating they actually don't have agendas in HQ.
Yes.
Have they literally just put them in archives? That would be really funny of them.
Not out of the question, is it?
It's not at all.
What happens if we run R&D now?
They res something. But it won't be bloop. Like,
it can't be bloop.
It might be wave.
I think I'd like them to res it, and then I'd like to run archives and see what's in there.
I think we run R&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, run R&D, because I've got a real cool move to show you.
Should we pop the bankroll first?
Why would we do it first?
Okay, yeah, it's instant, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess we might do it first because...
There's the wave. Okay.
What have they gotten? An echo. So we'll let that fire.
Do we want to get our double here? Or save it for a HQ run?
They're really indicating they do not have those agendas in HQ, and I kind of believe them. I think they might have put them in archives, to be honest. They've got Moonpool. They're definitely in archives.
Okay. Bartic Labour, Spin Doctor. Oh,
that's a shame.
We can't trash it, can we?
Yeah, we can't.
And we can't pop the bankroll now, can we? That was the reason to pop it. To pop it before. Okay. No. And we definitely run archives now that we know there's a Spin Doctor on its way.
Yeah.
And we hope that whatever is there oh, interesting. Not using Stegodon. Not resing the ice. So there's a Mavaris.
The bloops in there. What else is in there? Is an archive?
2 bloops.
2 bloops.
A wave. An echo. Mavaris and Vovo. Your friend of mine.
We can run HQ and we can emergency shut down the wave. I don't know if we want to. It's effectively only 1 credit for them. I think it... Maybe we run HQ anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Pop the bankroll and drop Thrice Hotel.
Let's pop the bankroll now in case there's stuff we want to trash in HQ.
Sure, it's just 1 more credit if we do it afterwards, that's all. But you're right that we might hit a card that we want to trash. Moonpool, we'd fancy trashing, because that seems to be part of their... how to win package. Oh, that's interesting. So they've got a 4 Mercury. That the fact it took a minute, I was like, hey, do you want to do a thing?
That wasn't the
says
Stegodon trigger. That's an echo.
Isn't the Stegodon the first time a turn?
No,
Or is
I
it
think
every
it's
time?
No, it's whenever. It's used once per turn, but every time they get the prompt, I think.
Okay, let's drop Earthrise Hotel.
Yep.
And hopefully, like, go find some. Oh, we've actually only got 3 Boomerangs as breakers, don't we? That's okay.
Yep.
We'll find other cards to get into service with.
Okay, yeah. Ice, ice, baby. Let's trying to strand our Boomerang on server 1.
Fine.
Okay, so there's an agenda there.
Please, would you read me the text of Stegodon?
Yes. Each run, as long as a piece of ice has been de-rezzed during that run, each installed icebreaker gains -2 strength. Whenever a run begins, you may de-res 1 piece of ice, not protecting the attacked server, to gain 1 credit. Use this ability only once per turn. So that actually, given that we don't have any icebreakers, that's a really terrible agenda for them to have. Because unless the ice costs 1 or 0 to res, it's a credit negative play for them.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got bankroll, bravado, and emergency shutdown.
Put emergency away.
Yep.
I think we just install bankroll, bravado R&D.
Cool. You don't want to bravado the right.
I don't want them to have their Stegodon ability, but like, I think 2 credits is a really, I don't know.
The Stegodon ability just gives them a free credit for de-rezzing a card that costs 2 to res.
It then allows them to res something that costs 3, I guess. Okay, yeah, let's bankroll bravado the remote, and then we probably run R&D anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that it's nothing scary. It's not like bloop. It's going to be like an echo or something.
Yeah.
An echo that will get like progressively more annoying to deal with.
Called it right. So let's let those fire.
Now, hang on. Have we fucked up a bit? Do they now get 2 credits from running wave?
They would get 2 credits from running wave now, yes.
That's a shame.
But they've got 0 at the moment.
And they can now trigger Stegodon when we run wave. So they... Okay. I still think we do it.
Yeah. How about we emergency shut down the other piece of ice on server 3?
Emergency shutdown de-reses stuff. And we need to run HQ first.
Okay, yeah.
But we could run HQ, emergency shutdown.
The echo, and then run.
Well, we don't have enough clicks. But there are cool things we could do. Like, I don't think it would be terrible to just go and get our extra accesses off of R&D.
I would suggest we get it off HQ this turn, because we won't give them any credits by doing that, unless they de-res something, which will give them 1.
Which they will. But like, okay, let's do that.
I don't think they did. we've got biotic and pulse.
Okay.
Okay. Credit, draw a card.
Either. We were all right for credits. Let's draw
Yeah.
a card.
Hey.
Cool.
That's what you love to see. Click, click, click. There was a pregnant pause before that third click for a credit, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So
we don't need another twinning.
We do not. So that goes to the bottom. That's so forged activation orders is what I was thinking of when I was talking about shutting down this other piece of ice here. Should we do that anyway and assume that they, or hope that it's a cheap piece of ice and they won't be able to res it? Or we could just put a boomerang on it. No, we have to put a boomerang on the echo, don't we, if we want to get in there?
I would like us to run HQ first.
Okay. Tell me the rest. I don't necessarily disagree, but tell me the rest of your turn.
Run HQ, forged on the remote, and then emergency shut down something, and then probably run again somewhere as a econ denial and ice denial strategy.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so run HQ. And we'll go for our double here.
Yeah, I think so. Like they are still drawing cards.
There's the moon pool. Yeah.
Trash it.
Oh, trash it. Well, yeah. Boom. Emergency shutdown.
Read me the exact text of wave. It's only when it's resed during a run, right? That they get to draw ice.
Yes. So if we de-res it, they will be drawing ice the next time we run R&D. I think I'd rather de-res the echo, because either way, if they res either of these two pieces of ice, they get a counter on the echo.
But I think we forged that inner ice first.
Yeah.
Forged activation orders first.
Yeah. It's the magnet. Okay, yeah, we should have known that. We've seen.
That's ideal. Like, that's absolutely ideal.
Okay, because they're at 0.
Because they're at 0. So we could.
If we had another click, we could be into this server.
We could.
We want to de-res the magnet though, don't we?
I'm tempted to de-res the wave, but then they just like it's cheap for them to res because they get a credit back when they do so. I don't want to be running that wave is the thing. I think you're right that we de-res the magnet.
Yeah.
But maybe we keep it as a surprise.
Okay. What other two actions could we do? Draw and hope for some econ. Run HQ again and pop the bankroll at some point.
Run HQ twice. Like there's cards we've not seen in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's the same as clicking for credits at this point, right?
Yes. It's basic. And again. It's It looks like they've
I mean,
got a
they're
lot
so
of Bartic labours in there.
far off being able to use them, which is, I like, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So another forged, another boomerang, and another dirty laundry.
Look, another forged is really funny. Can we agree? Another forged is a really funny thing to do. And we can use the dirty laundry one way or another.
So we'll bottom the boomerang.
Yeah. So we've got one in hand.
Well, yeah, of course, and then it will shuffle anyway. So
forged HQ. And hope. Dirty laundry HQ.
Yeah. Nico.
That's a shame. Because we do want to trash that.
Yeah.
But we could run back.
I think I'm more interested in. Oh, we don't have enough clicks now to do the remote play.
No, we don't. And we also probably want to install another Earthrise if we can. They can't score what's in the remote this time.
Yeah. I'd like to draw once for Econ and then maybe install the Earthrise.
Yeah.
Capybara.
Not actually a card that we particularly want
No.
in this matchup at all.
So we're doing the Earthrise now, I think.
Yeah. Dunch has chosen a really funny deck to play against ours because
it's a good shout. It's a good shout.
Oof. Okay. Oh,
has that been in there a long time?
Yeah, I think it kind of has.
Yeah. Okay, so en passant.
Oh, this is tricky, isn't it?
Inside and bravado. I want all of them. I think we really need the bravado.
Yeah, I think we really need the bravado as well. Although we kind of can't play it without clicking for credits or cracking the bankroll. Which I think we're going to crack the bankroll.
Yeah.
At which point we can't play on some without the inside job, so we might as well keep the inside job, right?
No, not necessarily. I mean, any ice that they can't res, we can on pass on to it, right?
Yeah, I just don't know if there is. Yeah, that's true. We don't need to bypass. We just need to. Yeah. Like, I think there's a decent chance if we bravadoed archives, but how much do we care about their archive dice?
Yeah.
Not very much.
I know. I'm changing my mind. I think bottom of the en passant, and then we've got to play with inside job and boomerang to go after this Nico.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yep. Yeah.
So pop the bankroll.
Yeah. And then where do we want to bravado? Because we can bravado into R&D and possibly take their ice off HQ again, which is just funny to keep doing it over and over and over again.
If we
should assume they can res anything that they want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's provide our R&D.
It gives them 2 credits, but we kind of lost the like econ game at this point because that Nico is good. We can't. Yeah, we can't go and kill that Nico. That Nico lives.
Surely we can. We bravado, boomerang, inside job.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can.
So maybe.
So where do we bravado?
Do you want to bravado archives then? Feels a bit rubbish, but that might be our best bet. Or bravado HQ and make them res whatever the hell's there. That might be the best play actually, because then that sucks their econ.
I mean, if we're gonna
take away the Nico,
we're almost certain they're not going to res server 1, right? Bravado server 1. Make them annoyed that they're not resing that. And if they do res it, we get a boomerang back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if they do res it, we get a boomerang back.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So then boomerang the magnet.
Dave. Hmm? Capybara, boomerang the magnet, inside job, and then we trash the echo.
Yes. Okay. Happy days. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I did see that capybara and think maybe that's going to see some play this time. Okay, and then.
Oh wait, it doesn't trash, does it? It just de-reses.
That's
okay,
true.
Never mind. Let's do it. We got it on the table. We might want it at some point.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think we want to use it on the echo though.
No, we don't.
It would have been much better actually to have put down the twinning, which we will probably will charge with using bones, won't we? Never mind.
Yeah, we fucked that up.
Yeah, we got capybara pilled and missed the right play.
There are many weaknesses to this card, one of which is that it's so cute. It distracts you from the fact that it doesn't do the thing that you think it should do.
Even our opponent is sad about that. Boom. Yes, we do that. In turn. I'm happy with our choices, Jessica.
Me too. We're getting short of money. That's probably an agenda.
Okay, we've got Leave No Trace, Paladin, and Gamble.
I think it's Paladin and Gamble that we keep, right? Like, let's not be silly.
Yeah.
We need the money long term. And I think this might not be a turn where we put any pressure on.
Click Gamble.
We're going to want to run that Spin Doctor.
You want to
run that Spin Doctor at some point, yeah.
How about I would quite like to run HQ and just try and drop them below the sort of 2-3 credit total if we can.
Okay, in that case, we still go credit, Gamble, Paladin, run HQ, because if they do let us in and we do steal an agenda, we get a Paladin credit.
Okay, yeah. Pulse. Ah, damn.
So that costs us 3, right? And we don't get him.
That's correct. But we can at other times.
Yeah.
The 3 stings, no doubt.
Cool. And
I know it's just 2. It's just 2 because they de-resed wave.
Yeah. We've got some decent econ now.
Yeah. There's the Nico. I was hoping to get it so they weren't going to bounce up this turn, but never mind.
Did they just sure gamble? They did, didn't they?
Hedge fund. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that take a credit for that last click?
It was, yeah.
Okay. I really want to get this Spin Doctor off the board.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for that to happen this turn. Casts. Okay, we'll bottom the Hermes.
Mm-hmm.
So run Spin Doctor. Oh no, twinning down. Run Spin Doctor. Just in case.
Twinning down,
just in
not
case
using the Paladin credit.
Yeah.
Twinning down without using the Paladin credit.
Yeah. Run Spin Doctor.
One sec before we do that, because what we could also do is we could run HQ this turn, and it not cost us only cost us like 1 credit and a click or something to get in.
It costs us 2 clicks to go in there. Oh no, that's when it's rest. It costs us 1 click. 1 click and 2 credits.
But if we've only got 1 credit, it doesn't cost us 2 credits. It only costs us 1 credit. Is my point.
So do we want to install a daily cast now? Before we run HQ?
Yeah. So that we lose less money.
Yeah.
I think we still want to spend the Paladin credit, but we're then seeing half of HQ.
Yeah.
And at some fucking point, they've actually got an agenda in HQ.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Do we want to run the Spin Doctor first in case
we haven't got enough clicks?
Okay.
To do all of these things.
Okay.
So we have to make a choice. We run the Spin Doctor. They've got biotic credits this turn. So if we don't go and sweep HQ this turn, and they've got an agenda in there, they will score it next time.
Let's do that then. Okay, so cast down. 1 from Paladin to elsewhere. Run HQ.
Lose the money, but we don't mind.
Yeah.
Worth every penny. If we can, in fact, steal an agenda and probably get to game point.
Biotic. Government subsidy. The other biotic. And then
where are the agendas in this deck? I mean, that'll be where, like,
yeah.
But why aren't they just? Oh, because it's a 5-3. That's why they're not scoring it.
Okay, but they'll do double biotic next turn.
Yeah, we can just run R&D and hope to bounce that back to HQ.
Yeah, is there a way we can get a twinning counter?
Before we do that. By drawing, finding something to install.
Yeah. Neither of those are things to install, which is unfortunate. Which one do you want the most? Bravado, probably.
Bravado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we bravado R? No, we can't even bravado R&D, can we?
Yeah, I think we're better off doing it next turn. Bravado stuff.
Okay.
It would be really nice to have that twin encounter. So why don't we draw once more and then we'll go run R&D?
Yeah. No.
Ugh.
Not the droids.
I mean, technically, but like, also no. Okay, take a credit. Do we take a credit in bravado?
I think so. I don't know what we do on the fourth click otherwise. I mean, maybe draw again and discard something, but I think I'd rather take a credit in bravado and then we'll be laughing next time.
Yeah.
I have to say, this second game has made me I'm much more positive about. Okay, there's the wave. Fine.
Do you know what we've not done? Is we've not.
Oh, there's a spin doctor.
Yeah. We've not saved the click that we would need to steal the agenda that we really want to steal. The
Ikua.
Yeah.
Happily, it's not there.
I'm deeply confused. Like, I feel like we're getting lots of accesses. The 0 agendas that we're finding.
Yeah. I mean, there must be a lot in there, right? That was a spin doctor to shuffle. Oh, there's the off-world. Okay. Non-agenda cards into R&D, which strongly suggests that all of the agenda, there's a massive agenda density in R&D.
Choose an unrest card. I think we choose the HQ ice.
Yeah, I reckon. Oh no, there's not anything cool we can do.
What have they done? Played hedge fund. Okay.
Do we want to draw?
Yes.
Estebrado and prepaid.
Estebrado is nice to have. I like having Estebrado.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Although we could have gotten an extra access, now I think about it, if we installed that prepaid.
That is true. Actually, not with the cards we've got, right? We've got 2 0 cost events.
Yeah, but we could have installed it with Paladin player mode credits.
Yeah.
I think we should ask if we can undo that and draw the other card.
Yeah. Is that right? Is it a forward slash or backslash?
Forward slash.
Oh, our heads are on top of the thing. That's why I can't see the options yet. No.
Undo click. Undo click.
There we go. Okay.
And then draw again. And we'll keep the prepaid.
Keep the prepaid.
And then we're actually absolutely we don't mind about their money anymore. We just want to try, if we possibly can, to get accesses.
Yeah. So run R&D.
Yeah. And if they draw ice, we're great because it shuffles R&D, and that means we definitely see 3 new cards. Oh, wait, that only happens when they res it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore me. I'm talking nonsense.
Which round?
Okay, we've seen that.
Stick it on. Thank you very much. So, should we Hermes the HQ ice?
Yeah.
Fully operational.
Makes sense. And then the very fact that they... So I think we've got, what, 1 click left? Do you run HQ for a single here? They wouldn't have iced it unless they were worried about diversion of funds. But I think they know our debt. They know we took diversion of funds out.
It's a biotic labour. Okay.
Yeah. We have gotten very unlucky with accesses.
I can believe that.
Like, because we've had them in R&D lock for quite a while, and we've been hitting HQ over and over again.
Yeah.
And they've gotten to 2 agendas through now.
Yeah.
So I really do feel like we've gotten unlucky with accesses, and that remote is impenetrable. So we need to draw.
It's just we draw. Yeah. We'll have a boomerang, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
So and now we can install that with the paladin counters for twinning for free. So how about we install that on the outermost dice on R&D and run there?
Have we not seen everything in R&D, Dave? Like we saw... Okay, so we saw 3 cards last turn. Yeah?
And
so we'd only...
They've taken a mandatory draw. I can't even remember what we saw. This is poor.
They've taken a mandatory draw, they've installed ice on R&D, and then they've installed something in the remote. So we'd see 1 card by doing that. They could win. No, they couldn't win next time. So I think we set up to dig a bit deeper into R&D the turn after this one.
Okay.
And this time we just set up. We draw again.
Nice.
That's great. That's a nice thing to have. We've got enough money that we could over-install the class act this time.
That would be cool. Yeah, I was thinking of over-installing the Hermes just to get a twinning counter. We should definitely get a twinning counter this turn.
How many counters has that Echo got? It's got like 3, right?
It's got 3, yeah. Yeah, so we can't boomerang it anymore, which is really annoying. If we had a way to get rid of this outer ice on server 3, it would be.
We've used our reprise, sadly. I think we draw again.
Yep.
I don't know what we're going to discard out of this lot. Probably one of the... I think we're going to install the class act, and we're going to discard one of the emergency shutdowns because they're not very good in this board state.
Yeah. Yep. Oh. What just happened?
It trashed the other one.
But I didn't get a chance to pay for it.
Because it's not something you can pay for with Paladin Play because it's a connection.
I don't like that play then. I would rather have over-installed the Hermes.
Okay, do that.
Yeah, sorry. I just think that those getting a twinning counter every turn is...
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay, and now we discard down 1 emergency shutdown.
Okay. Yuck.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we're very close to being shut out, but we are currently not shut out, and I can. Here's how Bernie Sanders can still win.
I'm assuming there's nothing in R&D, given that we've seen a third ISO. Nothing on HQ. We've seen a third ISO in R&D and nothing on HQ.
Yeah.
Can we inside job? Here we go. We inside job R&D. We pass on the outside ice. Then we boomerang the second piece of ice, and we run through the wave.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was trying to work out if there was a similar play to do on the remote, and I don't think there is. So let's think about how many
there
clicks
isn't,
that
because
is.
I think the third counter on Echo is the killer there, isn't it?
We do also, yeah. Can you read to me the exact text on Ampersand? Does it need to be a successful run?
Play only if you made a successful run this turn.
And it has to, okay, so we actually need to boomerang the middle ice on R&D first, then inside job, and then we're going to Ampersand something that we bypassed.
Okay. So
actually, no. Wait. Don't do anything yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Just run R&D.
Just run
it. Just run it. Don't install anything. Just run it.
Okay. How do I undo this? Is it undo click?
Yeah.
Just why just run it? Talk me through this.
Because we want them to res.
Okay.
And then we're going to bypass, and then we're going to de-res with
shutdown.
No, with Capybara.
Oh, okay.
Once it's already resed, whatever it is they res, that's like their good bit of ice that they're happy about having.
Okay, that's pulse.
Okay. I dislike that.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? Oh, I think they've got this agenda. I mean, we have to let this fire, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting in this turn still.
Yeah.
We let it fire. We don't break through it. It's fine. Don't spend the click.
Don't spend the click.
No. Let it fire. Let it keep us out.
So what's the play here? What?
We let it fire.
Why is this still up here? Should be closed prompt, right?
Fuck no, we have no. You're fuck's sake. Because it takes a click, doesn't it?
It takes a click, yeah. We're at 2 already.
Yeah. We can get in this turn. We just can't omps on the ice, which is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I think we just... Yeah, we probably should have sent the click. Sorry, Dave.
That's okay. Should I try and do click again? Was this our first action?
Yeah, but we lost a click to pulse.
Yeah. Okay, so
so
we reset to 3 to 4. Is that right?
No. We spent a click running. We lost a click because pulse res.
Yeah.
So we're on the right number of clicks. We've got 2 clicks left.
if we bounced off, but you said we shouldn't bounce off.
We lost. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should just let them res it all. Let them res the inner ice as well. Because we'd like to know what it is at least.
I think so at this stage.
Yeah, okay, let's just do that. I'm going to eat a Kit Kat.
Right. Yeah. Here we go. So, run R&D.
And maybe we still get in.
Yeah. So we let them fire. You spend the click. It's another pulse.
That's fine. That's absolutely perfect.
Okay.
It costs us a small fortune, but we don't care.
Okay.
We wanted that to happen now rather than later.
Yeah.
What
was the play that you were hoping we could make but wasn't viable?
If neither of those have been pulses, we run, they res the ice, we inside job, we capybara the ice. We do boomerang inside job on these outer two.
Yeah.
We capybara the ice. And we umps on the ice. Added back. Nico campaign. We might as well do that, right? Like get it off.
The outer one on the server 3.
Yeah, we all on. Yeah, that's correct. So they will definitely reinstall that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's reinstalled. So we know what these are anyway. We boomerang the inside one.
Yeah. Inside job the outside one. Let the inside one fire, and then umps on one of them. Because we're going to capybara away.
Yeah. So, boom.
We might even not need to use en passant because we might Hermes it off the board.
Inside job? R&D?
Yeah.
Okay, and we will use one quite there. Prepaid.
And we have exactly enough money to win the game if we hit the agenda that we want to. And we are also going to see 4 cards, which is like.
So we're going to do res pulse?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
To be honest, we'd rather en passant it. We don't want them putting it back on the board. If we Hermes something, we'll Hermes that outer ice on the remote.
This should be a good game for us, apparently.
I mean, like, the agendas had to be somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yep. 2 additional ones. Echo. Roto turret. Government subsidy. No.
Did we not get a Hermes trigger? Oh yeah, because we
didn't get any fucking agendas.
Okay,
let's
on that.
Yeah,
that absolutely. Ice, then like I don't know what's going on.
And draw. Last click.
Yeah.
What have we got here? We probably want the dirty laundry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have been obscenely unlucky with accesses based on what's been going on in this game. Like, I think there's been several times that we've like rampaged through HQ and missed agendas that are in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we probably want to dirty laundry HQ at some point, but draw first.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if that's an agenda, I'll eat my hat because like we have really kept them in R&D a lot card. So I think it's a Nico or something.
Yeah.
I do think we want to draw.
Bankroll. I think we probably want casts more than bankroll.
Yeah, we're kind of actually bankrolls the money quicker.
I'm not sure how many runs we're making though.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, keep casts. Dirty Laundry HQ.
Yeah.
We're not getting into R&D. I mean, maybe we are getting into R&D this turn.
If that's an... Oh no, how many pulses have we seen? There's one in the bin, we know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to know that there's a third one, but maybe that's just fatalistic thinking on my part.
I think we're not making the like... I think if they get a fourth piece on there, we're kind of fucked. But a lot of their ice doesn't end the run as well.
Yes.
But we're not running R&D this time because we've seen all of the stuff that's on top of R&D.
So let's dirty laundry HQ and use our ability on that.
Yeah.
Do we want to use any twinning counters or not?
No, save them.
Yeah, that's what
I think. Like,
fully operational.
Yeah.
Head fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I think we're drawing.
Draw again,
like
and
the
then
rest. Draw and casts.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. But I literally, like, mathematically feel like it's not possible.
Draw.
Yeah, I guess. Like that's 3 that slipped through our net.
Yeah.
You know.
So a capybara and a sneak door. I don't think we want the sneak door.
I don't think we want the sneak door.
Draw again.
Yeah, I mean we've lost, but yeah.
There's the Estebrado.
Okay, well that's a way into R&D and possibly the game.
So if we play this now, we can bypass at least the 2 pulses, which means we're in, right? Well, assuming this unrest one is a pulse. If we play it now and spend an extra click, we only encounter the wave.
If it's a pulse, we still lose, but I don't think we've got another play. If it's a pulse, they res it and we lose a click. And it probably is a pulse, to be honest, but like nothing else we can do. Like that, I'm rather shocked by like the outcome of our accesses and stuff. So let's just try it.
Yep. Might not be. Excellent, it's an echo.
And then we might as well spend a click to bypass this one because we're going to have to spend a click anyway.
Yes. Yep, yep.
Now the way we're going to lose is that we're going to see the Ichor and lose that way. And that's fine. Or we're going to steal 2 T-pointers off the 2 cards that I think are there.
Yes, please. Government subsidy. Spin Doctor. I suggest we trash it.
Yeah, sure.
Send a message.
We win.
Yay!
Bounce that card in the remote, Dave. Bounce it. I want that bounced. Fuck me, that took 73 minutes.
Oh, dear me. Oh, I wouldn't have won next.
What's in the remote? Oh, because
Elgavar. Ah. I think my celebrating just woke up my son. Oh no, he's going back to sleep. It's good.
Oh boy, howdy, that was a lot. What a game. Like big thanks to Dunch.
Oh, that was a load of fun. That was a load of fun.
We also need to think about why our games are taking like 73 minutes.
Yeah, that did run long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to take that long after a really strong start. I mean, that's the thing with Mercury's ability, isn't it? It's oh, and we had Nuffod as well.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, all the agendas.
I mean, all the agendas are at the bottom, right?
Yeah,
like that's part of what's happened here.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff snuck through in like weird, unexpected ways. Like we didn't have inevitability. We won luckily at the end there, and we're like, oh, man, whew.
That was a wild ride.
Yeah, but I think we've proven the point that, like, if nothing else, it can be a really fun deck.
Yes,
because in the same vein as Arasana, it kind of forces you to do skateboard tricks. It forces you to find a weird way to do a weird thing and like get 1 extra access. And then it's like, it's if you like to gamble, this is the deck for you, because it's like I'm gonna win or lose based on these 3 accesses that I get, rather than like I'm gonna get into the remote where I know the agenda is, and I'm going to steal the agenda that I know is in the remote, and then I will win. It's like, no, I'm going to see 3 cards, and if one of them's an agenda, I win, and if not, I lose. And it's a lot of play like that.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that we've had a whole load of comments that we were too engaged in our game to chat about.
I'll have a quick look.
Apologies.
Baram, you.
That's a zoom in. Let's try and remember that next time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I tell you what, I will try before the next time we stream to find out a way of getting this chat visible on our screens, so that so that we don't keep missing this.
I'm looking into getting a tablet anyway for just general things in my life, and that would like I could literally like put it up on the wall and have the like chat running as a thing to do.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I feel Mercury's like maybe one cool bypass trick away from being viable.
I wonder if there'll be some sort of cool bypass trick in the upcoming set day.
Yeah, I want to.
I wonder.
I mean, there surely has to be, but like he said, I wonder as well if there's a lot of deresi stuff, isn't there? Like, it's quite easy for us to derez ice, and the counterplay to that is just run cheap ice or harmonics.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Dunch for picking a deck that was really interesting to play against this one. I think that was really inspired choice, actually.
Yeah, it really was. It made it a fascinating game because we were both kind of playing into each other's abilities in a way that I absolutely loved. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy when you're watching a stream to be like, I know the deck that beats that. It's not so easy to be like, I know the deck that's really interesting into that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you definitely picked a really fascinating deck, and it came down to the wire. Like, if you'd gotten a 5-3 into that remote, we could very easily have lost that game.
Yeah. Baron Wu is saying, also, if you enjoy Mercury, I would advise checking out my stream on Monday. Just saying. It's a date. It's a date, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. I look forward to that. I do love Scoopsmas. Yeah.
I don't have any scoops this time. Last couple of times I've gotten to do a scoop, but I have my my babies are off doing scoops this time. I'm mother hen to wonderful scoopsters.
I think being the matriarch to a family of scoops is often better than having a scoop of your own.
Yeah. They will be. I think we've decided that they will be doing their scoops on the 16th in various different locations.
Thank you and good night to Dunch, who is going to turn into a pumpkin if they stick around anymore. Cheers.
I will remind me that next time we're on, I should confirm exactly where and when they're doing all their scoops so that I can promote those properly.
Yeah,
but I think it's all a little bit in the pipeline.
The other point being made that there's a good deck for this play because there weren't hard end the runs.
Yeah, and that makes it a lot more interesting. Like, this deck definitely runs into like, oh, I can't play the game now. Like, that's the okay, you win, you risk the red, which feels bad.
It does feel bad. Yeah.
Something I want to mention that's really cool about Capybara that I got to do at the weekend is if you bypass an enemy and you have Capybara on the table and you derez not an enemy, if you a Nancy and you bypass a Nancy, normally a Nancy would do its horrible take 3 net damage thing when you bypass it.
But you can derez it.
If you derez it,
then the text
it doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Good night, Baron Wu. Thanks for dropping in. Looking forward to that on Monday. That sounds really fun. Catch you soon.
Great. I think we should say goodnight.
I think we should say goodnight as well.
Rather late.
I'm quite hyped now.
Me too. I think it's fun, right? It's fun, and if it suddenly gets good as well as being fun, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for that. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm holding back from launching into like a long-winded and slightly confused ramble on what combination of derez and bypass I think is the secret sauce that we need to see next week. Let's not do that. Let's bid good night to everyone. So we will, all things being well, be streaming next week, right?
Yes. I might be a little bit tired, but yes. I'll be just back from Manchester.
Cool. Yeah. We can talk a bit about the scoops then, and we will be playing a corp deck most likely, and we'll decide what that is when we come to it.
Actually, it being Scoops week, this week is ideal because I'm going to go and see 2 of my partners in Manchester, and they can get used to the fact that like every day for a little bit of the day, I will have to put them in a corner and let them play amongst themselves. And
that sounds good.
I'm sorry, something very important is happening.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, let's bid goodnight to everyone. And
good night, everyone.
Thanks for spending your time with us, and we will catch you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, no, that's the wrong button.